guys, it's Brittany, and today's video is really spooky. Apparently it's a true story, so I was like, alright, I gotta share these stories that are claiming to be true. Now, it's all about a prank that goes wrong, like terrifying results. So I know you guys, a lot of people like to play pranks on people. To be honest, I cannot stand pranks. I hate being pranked. I don't like pranking people. Actually, I don't mind pranking people. I'm kind of hypocritical there, but yeah, I hate to be pranked. I mean, who actually loves being pranked? I mean, I don't know. If you do love being pranked, then that's awesome, but I hate it. But I do like pranking people, even though I don't even do it, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. I feel like I haven't made a video like this in quite some time. I mean, I don't know. Time is flying by, but yeah, let's get right on into this. So just keep this in mind. It's supposed to be a true story, so you be the judge. So this story takes place in the summertime. There were two brothers. They were home alone. Their parents were out, and they were just kind of, playing around the house, just like chasing each other around, just, doing what boys do. And the older brother thought it would be so funny to chase his younger brother into their parents' room, since their parents have no windows, and when you turn out the lights, it's like super pitch black in there. So he was like, you know what, I'm gonna scare my brother. When he runs in there, I'm gonna lock the door or close the door, and he'll just be in there by himself, and let's scare him to death. Not to death though, that's not a good thing. So he chased his brother into his parents' room, and he turned out the lights right away and just walked out and closed the door. So his younger brother is in there, and it's pitch black. He was so excited to prank his brother. It's not really a prank though, I don't really know. But yeah, he was like so excited. He was like, oh my God, he's gonna be so scared. So he put his ear against the door to listen to his brother panic. But as his ear is up against the door, listening to what's happening inside, hoping to hear his brother freak out, he hears his brother saying, what are you doing? So the older brother, he is just like laughing to himself, thinking it's so funny how his younger brother thinks that he's in there with him, and he's still listening, and he hears his brother still, talking to someone, but he thinks his brother thinks that he's in the room with him. So he hears his younger brother saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're freaking me out. So he was thinking to himself, okay, my brother's starting to get really scared, but he was still kind of like, it sounds like he's talking to somebody in there. So he's still listening, and he hears his younger brother saying, I'm not joking, get away from me. So the older brother was like, okay, I guess he just really thinks I'm in there. So he starts laughing, saying, haha, I'm not in there with you. And he's saying that like through the door. All of a sudden, he heard his brother screaming like he's about to be murdered, like this crazy Jason, Freddy guy, Michael Myers dude just walked into his house, and he's screaming for his life. So the older brother, he's still listening to this through the door, and he starts freaking out himself, thinking, oh my God, like, what is happening? I feel bad for my brother. Is there somebody in there with him? What is happening? He tries opening up the door, but the door won't open. He hears his little brother in there screaming and begging for help, and he's freaking out like, what is happening? He could not open the door. Like, he kept trying. He was pushing the door. He was like pounding on the door. It would not budge. All of a sudden, his brother stopped screaming, and he was able to open up the door. So he opens the door slowly. He turns on the light, and his brother is in the corner sobbing, crying his eyes out. He is so freaked out. So he runs in there, and he's, trying to calm down his brother, and his brother could not talk. He was like freaking out, like he saw Michael Myers, or I don't know, Samara Morgan. He saw everybody from every horror movie you can name, like in that room. That's how he was acting. He was traumatized. So the brother was like, okay, let's get out of here. He brings his brother out of the room. They go downstairs, and he's trying to calm him down. So he's asking his brother, what happened? Like, why are you freaking out? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was just trying to prank you. I was trying to scare you. Like, what happened? His brother turned around and finally told him that he saw something in that room. And his older brother's like, what the heck? Like, what did you see? Like, maybe it was just your mind playing tricks on him. He said as soon as the door closed and the lights went out, he was, he was freaking out because he doesn't like the dark. But from the light, from the crack of the door, there's like the light coming through from the hallway. And he saw a figure, as soon as his eyes adjusted to the darkness, he saw a figure standing beside the door with his back facing him. And at first, he thought it was his older brother, but it wasn't. So So that time when the older brother is hearing his brother in the room saying, "What are you doing?" he's talking to this figure standing at the door, and he still thinks it's his brother. So the figure then turns around and starts walking towards him, but he couldn't even make out the face. Like, he thought it was his brother. It was just this dark figure walking towards him. He said that this figure kept walking closer and closer to him until he was right in front of him and the figure was looking down at him. Then his hand came out and touched this little boy's shoulder, and his hand was freezing, and he was like gripping his shoulder, and it really hurt this boy. That's why he was screaming and crying, because he was in pain. And this is all happening as the older brother is trying to get inside of the room, but the door was like locked. It would not let him in. But as soon as he opened the door, the little brother said the figure just vanished, disappeared. So from that day on, that boy has been traumatized. He has nightmares all the time. He refuses to talk about what happened in that room that night. I think he was scared to go into that room like ever again. So I don't know how long ago this happened, if it really did happen. Like I said, it's supposed to be a true story. It's so creepy and so bizarre. It could have happened. Who was this figure? What was this figure? Why was he gripping onto his shoulder like that, and he was freezing? So that's like a sign of a spirit. He was freezing, but his grip, I almost said his shoulder, his grip was just so, I can already feel that, and I hate when people like touch your shoulders and stuff, you know what I mean? I'm like, get away from me. But that boy will not talk about that night. It has just scarred him, and like, I don't blame him, you know what I mean? But was it just his imagination? Is this a true story? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. So many people are scared of the dark, and you know, your eyes start adjusting. You could, you know, see things. I used to see things all the time when I was a kid and in my room and in the darkness, but it was just things in my room that looked different at night, and that was so scary. I remember this one time, I'll never forget this. This is like a creepy, actually, maybe I should save this for a story. So the lesson of this video is never turn out the light if you're trying to prank somebody, or I don't know, it's not really the lesson. Because, you know, I love being in the dark. I think it's so much fun. A lot of people are scared of the dark, and I totally understand, especially if you're, you know, at a haunted location and you just like, or you're somewhere that's not familiar. I totally get it. But yeah, this story is so creepy. So let me know what you guys think down below, and don't prank your friends in the dark because something could happen. And yeah, just don't turn out the lights. Never turn out the lights. It sounds like that one urban legend I did. Why did you turn off the lights? Why did you turn off the lights? Was that it? I think it was why did you turn off the lights? I think. Or why did you turn off the light? It's like some weird ghost that said that or something. I don't know. Or some like monster thing. I forget. That was so long ago. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, you rock my world. In the song lyrics, Michael Jackson. Hashtag team Britty44. Hashtag BRITTYWEEN. Hey. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.